up Ann Marie, who actually just met when I put out the call for this. That was how we met, although you guys know each other. You're reading from Dear Ida, a play of 2 acts. So she is in the theater. Whereas Amber is like me, like writers, we prefer not to do things in public, so we're expecting great things from Ann Marie.
Oh gosh, that's good. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Well, I just want to let you all know not to expect great things from me as I find my place in this letter that I brought along with me. Give me 2 seconds. All right, found it. I'm going to share some things I've not really ever shared before. I have a play that I'm going to share from, which I have shared before, but then also I'm going to kind of refer to some previous inspiration, and that'll be interesting. Part of the reason that I was searching for my place in a letter was because I found myself thinking, I really need to write down what it is I'm going to say and in what order. And then every time I thought about doing that, I thought I can't do that because I'll write it down and then I'll look at it and I'll go, I can't do that. I can't do those things. So I didn't write it down. But firstly, I'm going to share with you a little bit about one of my favorite plays. One of my favorite plays that I've written. But also a play the play that is most personal to me, and that's why it is one of my favorite plays. And it is a play. It's called Dear Ida, and it is about a woman who was a grief counselor to another woman who was in the process of dying. And in that relationship, they became very close, and they developed somewhat strong feelings for one another. And then when the woman passes away, this grief counselor is left behind trying to pick up the pieces and trying to reassimilate life and find out where she has failed her patients in the past through this misunderstanding of what it feels like to die. And so a lot of the story is told through personal interactions, but also a lot of letters that she goes back and she rereads from this woman that has passed away. And a lot of that inspiration came from real letters, which I will soon share a few pieces of. And I realize now that one of the pieces that I was going to read first, I'm actually going to read last, so we don't end on a super sad note. But it's really, I think the pieces that you create that are the most personal to you are the most emblazoned with, not only yourself, but connections to people that read. Because when you offer a piece of yourself to an audience member can pick up that piece and oftentimes fit it into an exact place in themselves, sharing a mutual experience or sharing a familiarity with the subject. And this play, to me, I refer to commonly as the play that I wrote before I died. I wrote Dear Ida at a time where I very much was struggling with my own compromise between depression and mortality. The story about these two women very much reflects a relationship that I had with one of my best friends, who she and I had actually met in this, fantastical internet world, over a mutual kinship of our eating disorders and our depression, and the way it was shaping our lives, not only artistically, but in where we envisioned importance to be in life. And we started writing each other letters. That was the first thing we started doing, was just we would sit down and we would send each other books worth of letters. We would write for months and then just put it in an envelope and send it out. And during that time, we would be texting every day. And I can go back through later and even see comments in the letter of, I'm texting you right now, but I have to write you down this letter because it makes it much more real. because I know when you open up and read it, it's a lot more personal. And so from there, I'm going to read a fictional letter in a very non-personal way off my cell phone. Because what I want to do is I want to read, there are a lot of letters in Dear Ida between these two women. And I want to read one of the fictional letters, and then I'm going to read one of the real letters, and then I'm going to talk a little bit, and then I'll read some of one of the other letters, and then I'll be done. And I'll try not to take too much time up. But this is a letter from Dear Ida. Dear Ida, I find I can't finish letters anymore. I'm scared of running out of words. There's nothing more to say. There's only you either. I don't know what to say much of anyone, and no one says much of me. I have leprosy. But I think that it's my fault. Still, my box is just getting filled with lines of ones and twos, letters that don't mean anything because I couldn't make the pages have what I don't. But I can't throw away much of them anyway, either. I'm trying to read. When you're running out of time, it seems like you're running out of everything. And everything is so vastly irreverent and yet holy at the same time. I find that I think about God a lot more than I used to. Not that we find that particularly interesting, but I do wonder what he'd think about what I'm doing to myself. Sometimes I want to measure myself up against you and see if he can even tell the difference anymore. Madeline, Ida, Madeline. Am I an example of intelligent design? Am I an example of a sinner? I wonder too what it means to deserve things. What creates the factor of worthiness, if I'm worthy. That is that letter. When I was trying to figure out what to share, it was hard for me to pick a specific letter from the play. Because mainly what I wanted to share was the reality behind it. Because I think that letters standing alone from the play don't really mean a whole lot outside of the entire piece of it. And I also find when I go back and I reread the letters that I have, this is the wrong one to read first. When I go back and reread the letters that I have, when I wrote the play and I wrote the letters in the play, I thought a lot of them were very direct translations from things we had actually written to each other. And then going back and rereading these letters, I realized that you poeticize a lot of these things and you romanticize a lot of pieces of your past. And sometimes it's for the better, and sometimes upon reflection, you realize that it may be time to move past that romanticism and really grasp hold of the reality of what words were really said and what things were really done. So this is one of my, and I have to share the title of this letter to you. Things that will probably be even less fun to read than they were to write. Don't deal with it all until you are really, really ready. I'm so serious, it's a lot. So this letter started off talking about something that happened between us earlier. I had, before I was put into the hospital, after following it's oversharing day, following a suicide attempt, I was put in the hospital. I had called her the night before. But it's also important to realize that the reality is a lot finer of a line than that. So anyway, to close out this, I'm going to read the last end of this. I think this one was titled, Literally 3 Months Worth of Nonsense. All right. Once again, I have to find where I was starting from. Earlier, Odessa, and again, you have to remember we originally met online and then we would visit each other and write to each other. So, earlier Odessa, you know her? She's Sweet Dia on Tumblr, but she changed her URL a lot. We've talked a long time, not as long as me and you, but you know, whatever. She texted me and asked me why I like you. I sent you a screen cap, I know, but honestly, I had trouble answering. I mean, how am I supposed to explain this? I don't even understand it myself. I could write an entire novel about all the reasons I like you. I mean, honestly, you are the best thing about my life. You save me 1,000,000 times a day. I'm not sure if you realize that. Do you? I know I tell you a lot that I would be nothing without you, but I so genuinely mean it. You're my soulmate, Anne. That's me. You're completely irreplaceable, and I could never, ever be functional without you. I told Odessa earlier about how there are so many different degrees of love. She doesn't understand me the way you and I love, or the way you and I love each other. And I told her that's okay, because I don't really understand it either. Honestly, I don't. I never need people this much. I mean, and this is mean in all caps. Mean. I never have before you. I need you so much, and I'm not sure if you understand. You probably get tired of hearing it, but really, you're so very important to me. I can't even tell you. It's so late, like, seriously, why am I still awake? I'm about to take NyQuil just because. I wish you were here. Then everything would be just fine. Isn't it weird that we were together just a few weeks ago? Like, actually together? I'm so glad that actually happened. You make me so happy. I can't wait until we're together again. Honestly, okay. I'm going to stop drunk rambling now. I love you so, so much. More than I ever have words for.